Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It is Twin Cities Live. 5 Eyewitness News anchor Jackie Kane is hosting with me today. Jackie, when you think of eating beef, and I do that virtually all day long, what meal do you think of? If I say beef, what comes to mind for you?
I think like traditionally in my mind, I think like a filet or something like that. But my favorite beef dish is actually steak tartare.
Oh my gosh, how fancy.
Fancy.
Well, our friend from the Minnesota Beef Council is here to share tasty yet easy recipes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We welcome Becky Church back to our studio. Becky, it's lovely to have you back in studio.
Hi, Becky.
Yeah, it's great to be here again. Thanks for having me.
And I tell you what, a day gets off to a really good start if you have beef, and that beef is for breakfast. So what's your breakfast recipe? And I think for a lot of folks, they already think it's going to take too much time to incorporate beef into my breakfast. So kind of take the mystique away of that.
Yeah, if you're someone who struggles to get up and make breakfast, I've got the solution for you to make it in advance. So actually, if you start your breakfast with beef for the day, you're getting a 25 grams of protein head start plus over 10 essential nutrients. So it's really a no-brainer to add beef to your beef egg sandwich. So here I just started with a base of an English muffin. You could use toast. And then to make the egg patty, you could fry an egg or scramble eggs. It's really up to you. I like to actually make a big sheet pan of eggs, and like you see here, you can just cut them perfectly to fit right onto your sandwich. I squared it. So
how?
I didn't even know you could square it.
So to fill one of these, it takes 18 eggs, just a little bit of milk, salt and pepper to taste. Pour it in here, put it in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes until it's no longer, jiggling. And then once you take it out, you can cut it into 12 squares and you are good to go.
That's great for meal prep,
Absolutely.
which I've been trying to get better at these days.
What's our oven temperature there for the 18 eggs?
About 350.
About
so
350.
Pretty basic. Yep.
Okay. Oh my gosh, what a way to do that.
And then I'm topping it with a top round steak here. They're lean, the perfect portion size just to fit right on your sandwich. If you want to add any fresh vegetables or spinach, you can do that. Top it with the other half of your bun or English muffin. And then the best part is you can actually take your sandwich and wrap it up in a foil sheet.
Yes.
And then put them in a Ziploc gallon bag right into the freezer. If you want, you could cook them right away in the oven, about 10 minutes at 400 to melt that cheese, get it a nice crisp on the bun. Otherwise, put them in the freezer, pop them in the microwave the next morning, and you can head out the door on your way to work, enjoy them, or even at night if you're back to sports activities and like breakfast for dinner, it's an option.
Oh, what a great idea that is.
I never even thought of that, to freeze them.
Yeah, and then just
pop them out as you need them.
Even mass making them, I mean, because it's a much simpler way than like doing a full-blown egg bake where there's more ingredients and it's a whole thing. Yeah. But I really like the sound of that. Okay, so we have beef for breakfast handled, off to a good start. Yep. Let's make it an all beef day though. Let's go to a Hawaiian ribeye steaks with grilled pineapple salad that you could easily have for lunch. And oh goodness, tell me everything about this.
Yeah, I like the way you think. Beef all day is how we roll. So I'm starting with a ribeye steak. I have 2 tips for you. Heading into spring and summer grilling, Steve, I know you love to grill or smoke meats. One way you can change things up easily is by switching out different cuts. So today, like I said, I'm using a ribeye. It's well marbled, super tender and rich in flavor. Hard to screw up because that tenderness gives us, naturally a little bit of forgiveness when we hit it on the grill.
Right.
And then another way you can change things up is changing the flavor profile by making different rubs. So I have fresh cilantro that I'm combining some cumin and then a little bit of red pepper because we like to keep things spicy when we cook.
I like these homemade rubs too. All my rubs so far that I've been using are pre-made, but they're so simple to do at home.
Yeah, this is literally fresh cilantro, 3 ingredients. You could easily just use salt and pepper. That's pretty basic if you want to let the meat speak for itself, but it's easy just to even take garlic powder, rub that in on both sides. Then you can take it out to the grill and you want to grill it for about 10 to 12 minutes each side, flipping once, and then temp it at 145 for medium doneness. But alongside of that, actually, I'm going to make a grilled pineapple and pepper salad.
So
I want to hear all about this.
This is great. Grilled fruit. Yeah.
This is where we go big here. So we're taking some pineapple and dumping that right into a bowl of cut up peppers, which a little bit of a tip here. I like to use red peppers because they're naturally a little bit more sweet compared to a green pepper, which would be a little bit more bitter.
Sure.
And then all you do is add some leftover cilantro, again, that you already used and cut up for your rub. And then a spritz of fresh lime juice.
Okay, every ingredient in there so far is great. That lime juice, we've been, that's like the second or third lime juice addition to a recipe that we've had in the last week. And boy, does it make a difference.
Yeah, it's a great substitute for dressing, I think.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And
I have a question though. If you don't love cilantro, can you still make the salad without it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You could just skip the cilantro. If you want, just add a little bit of salt with that lime juice. That's gonna, help combat both of those. And then what the best part is you can just take it as is, dump it or put it next to your steak on the grill, and they can actually grill at the same time, which, technically when we're usually making anything like vegetables with our steak, you kind of have to watch to either cook them longer or shorter depending on the vegetable, but this is super handy. You can put them on and take them off all the time.
Do you think putting them like in a cast iron skillet or foil would work on the grill? I've never grilled fruit, but I know that it really can amplify the flavor of them.
Right. If you put them in foil too, it's actually going to, trap that heat and moisture and probably actually cook them a little bit faster. It depends kind of how tender you want your peppers, and even helping with that, you could cut them even smaller too. So that's an option.
Fantastic. I just want to say this about the ribeye too. As we talk about marbling and fat, like the fat cap on any cut of steak, I specifically eat that. Like intentionally, purposefully eat it. And if you season it, Becky, it tastes great. The fat tastes great.
Yes, exactly. And
it's fat. It's, I'd rather have that than sugar. Yeah.
Like we get from avocado, same type of deal.
Okay, one more thing, dinner. Let's wrap that up with a Mediterranean beef meatball kebab. That sounds really great.
Okay, another thing that's underrated in my book are meatballs. They're so easy to make. They can be eaten as a snack, not just with pasta or sauce. There's just a lot of opportunity here. So today I kind of took them and made a Greek Mediterranean type of a flatbread. My friends have loved this recipe. I've tried it many times, foolproof. So you make these meatballs in advance, just with ground beef, fresh parsley, minced garlic, salt, and pepper. And then I put them in the oven at 400 for about 20 minutes. So again, if you're meal prepping, you could do this in advance on the weekend. And then put them on a kebab skewer, and then just to make it Mediterranean, I like to add fresh vegetables like cucumbers, red onions, tomatoes, lettuce,
and all the flavors on that,
fresh
just
tzatziki sauce.
Pop right to life. Well,
delicious.
Becky, you crushed it again. This is Becky's final time on Twin Cities Live. She has a new position at a new company that she's taken. We are sad to see you go. Thank you for coming into our kitchen for so many years and giving us all of these great recipes. We wish you nothing but the best. Thanks, Becky.
Thank you so much. It's been great being here.
Becky's breakfast, lunch, and dinner beef recipes are all posted at TwinCitiesLive.com. You're also going to find a link to Minnesota Beef Council's website with additional meal ideas, nutrition information, and even workouts, too.
Still to come, more